a taste of it.
Maybe you can be up here more than I did.
You can get closer together, and we're up front, in front of the desk. You can get something.
I'm short. You could probably stand over me.
All right. Basically, the system is pretty simple. I know it looks really complicated, but I've made it where it's simple. All the settings up here level all the microphone levels and all the sources to the same level. All you're going to have to adjust is the white knobs. That's all you ever have to touch, really. And everything's labeled: pulpit, lectern, choir, hand microphone, which are these two here. And then when even if they're at full volume, you're not going to get any feedback. They're maxed at a point where there's not going to be a problem even if you did do that. However, we're trying to keep them close to is underneath the number 0, which is pretty much your flat response for the microphone. So anywhere in this range. If someone's too loud, bring them down below. If they're not quite loud enough, you can go a little bit above. 0 is like your reference point. The master volume controls the volume of everything. If you do bring that past 0, you can create feedback. You don't want to do that. You want to keep that at 0. And also, you should never turn these levels higher than that level. That creates distortion because you get too much preamp and not enough output. And that's basically all there really is to do with this. If you want to hear anything individually, put on the headphones. There's a headphone volume control. If you want to hear it without it playing through the main, you can do it that way. And that's all there really is to do with this.
Can you do that while it's...
Yes. Mm-hmm. You can also, if you want to just listen to a certain channel and not have it come through there, you can select the PFL, and you can switch this to PFL, and then it'll play that channel only to the headphone. So like say if I assign this channel to PFL and I go here, that's just for headphones, and nothing else. It's not going to change anything coming out here. And you can hear that individual thing to make sure it's working, or you like the volume level of it, and you can adjust it. That's basically all you got to do with the board.
It still goes through the output, though, correct?
Yeah,
okay.
it'll be controlled by this still. Yeah, okay. This won't change here, and that's pretty much it there. And then the computer program, I just had music on here. This is what comes in the computer, the media player, some little songs, and it's on these two channels, 11 and 12. That's your music, left channel, right channel. But it's a mono system, so it really doesn't matter. But it's still hooked up stereo to the board. So that's your music.
You need both of them then?
You don't really have to because it's mono. But if the recording coming off this is stereo coming in, then you will only get half the information. It's coming out mono, but going in stereo. So I would have them both up, yes. Okay, and then these two here are the microphones, 1 and 2. That's 1 and 2. And they're actually numbered here, 1 and 2. And we'll actually get stickers on these two. Well, actually, I did it. Okay, 1 and 2. So they're actually assigned to that. So you know exactly which one they're turning up and down. The choir left and right, that is the two mics on the stands up on the stage up there by the candles. Mm-hmm. Right now that's all that's connected. There's some open spots here still. Pulpit and lectern, that's left and right there. That's those mics, and that's all you got to turn those on. Okay. And number 8 we just added is the lapel mic, the wireless lapel. So that's just got added, so it's not labeled yet.
Everybody remember that one during songs?
Oh, be quiet. And you had to put that on the tape.
Now, what was the button you just pushed over here?
Which one? I
hit
slid up a slider.
Because you hit something here and then...
I was going to say, yeah.
Someone just projected off.
Oh, I was over here. I was changing some settings.
Okay, all right. I just seen something.
I'm shutting off the media player, and here's the actual program. Just like he said, I have no clue how to run this. This is something that's totally new to me. We've kind of messing with it. I got some pictures to show up, and I got it sized for the screen. So you're going to have to definitely figure that out, that part of it out. There's this little test thing that you can play right here that when you press it, that's going to show up on the screen. And then, of course, the sound is the same sound for music as the sound for the computer. So if I do it again.
I dig them.
So that's that little video. Somehow these whole things are supposed to come over too. So if I press that, at least it's bringing it where we can see the words. But there's no sound unless there's a way to get it to play, and I don't know that yet. That's the thing I don't know. So there's got to be some way to get that to advance, and then maybe there's music with it too. I'm not sure. And that's as far as I know on this system, because that's, like I said, that's not part of what I did. That's part of the program. And as for the video going up there, that's all coming from this little box. This is your video wireless transmitters coming straight off the computer right here, heading right to here, and it needs to get airflow because it gets warm. And it does all the rest automatically. Automatically links to both projectors every time it's powered up. It'll automatically find them and come on.
And it should always be up on top,
I
correct?
would, just to give it good airflow so it doesn't get tangled up or unplugged accidentally.
Okay.
And then when you're done, you can just stack it right back down on top of this little microphone box here.
Does
You're
that
fine.
power the projectors up then?
No, it doesn't turn them on. You have to take this remote control here, and each projector has to be manually turned on up in the front.
Okay.
And then when you shut them off, when you press it the first time, it's gonna ask you, do you want to power it off? And just in case you accidentally hit it, you hit it a second time,
Okay.
and it shuts them off. And you hear the fans come on and cool the projectors down.
Do we have light switches then up there to power those on and off, or what do we have?
They stay on all the time.
All the time,
Yeah,
okay.
this will be powering it off, and,
Okay.
because that's all there. Now, the lights, that's all, the
Right
dimmers and
there.
everything all
Okay.
back here now to do all the lighting.
There's no switch for those two outlets.
Okay.
Those
Right.
are always.
They'll be always on, and it
Okay.
doesn't hurt them because they're just on standby mode.
All right.
So, any questions at all, anybody?
Are there other parts of the system for future expansion or those that are more ambitious
Okay.
than to do the beginning stuff
Well-
that might want to hear you talk about some of the additional things we could do with it in the future?
Okay. There is a tape monitor output in the back here, which is currently running a hearing system. If it's not being used right now, but it could be activated, or it could be used to do recordings. If you want to be able to record a sermon or something that's going on, you tap off of that output. It's a preset level. You don't have to adjust anything. You just hit record on whenever you're recording it, and you're done. Real simple. There's other features the board can do you'll never use, I can tell you that, so.
Could you actually speak into something here and speak into somebody's ear up front? or
If you
no?
want to put a microphone here, a little, like a DJ microphone, something, yes, and we can plug it into any unused channel.
We need that.
Oh,
Dick, going too long.
this is not the David Poe roast video.
The service should have been over 15 minutes.
I tell you. Although you do feel powerful sitting in that chair behind this desk.
Well, when your voice just suddenly disappears, you'll know.
Okay, we're tired of listening.
Somebody start the music.
Somebody with big hook combs and carry at you.
Okay, there's one other thing I can tell you about here that you may not know about. People who run sound know this, but this button here that says power, obviously power's on. Phantom means phantom power. It's sending electricity through the microphone cords to power microphones that need power. And the two that do are going to be the lectern and the pulpit. Those are what they call electrolytic cardioid. So if you shut that off and that light goes off, those mics won't work. So if you ever see a situation where those aren't working and they're like, what's going on? Make sure you press that, leave that in on all times.
Now you know how to turn him off.
So it's nothing you have to adjust, but I'm just letting you know if they don't work, that's probably why. Someone's probably bumped that button or it doesn't have to work.
There's two little red lights and some white ones next to them.
And after we're totally done with the system, I believe we were going to have it connected to a power surge protector underneath the desk that we can kill everything.
There's just one little switch down there you can shut off. And that'll kill everything.
Now, is that gonna, I know when I power down, the amp goes down first, because when you
You take
power
the amp
off.
down so it don't get a thump, yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Now, this is a filtered system too.
Okay.
It's a surge protector and a line filtered system, so it will quiet that a bit.
Quiet, but you're still gonna get that.
You'll get something, yeah, from the preamp cutting down.
If you, the way I've always done it, when I shut my DJ system down, you turn the volumes down on the amps,
We can just do
and
it
then
real
turn
quick and
everything else
see.
off, because if you leave the volumes up.
That's what you get,
it-
that whole
yeah.
thump. It wasn't that bad.
That wasn't that bad, it can be a
bad.
whole lot worse than that.
Yeah.
And this obviously went to battery power when that went off. It's plugged in and charging right now, so.
And the
Yeah,
amps are
just
still
leave
back in the cabinet back there.
Yeah, they're back there in the cabinet, and if you want to see those, we can walk back there and talk about that too. Nothing never needs to be adjusted back there though, so,
It just needs to be turned on.
yeah.
Otherwise, everything else will not work because it's actually being fed to the amplifier.
That's relinking with all the.
Right, this is all preamp volume here, and then that's your power back there for the speakers. I want to go back and
So
look
if you
at
have
it.
a
That's
power
just
outage,
me.
you saw how much time it took for those to relink, that'll do that again. They'll just be blank for a while and then they'll find themselves again. And you guys want to see where the power switch is on the amp?
Do we leave that?
Might as well show everybody the same thing.
Time then?
Yeah, I would leave it plugged into the